Hello everyone. It's a bit of a scramble right here trying to get everything sorted out. All these cables. Yeah, I think we're good. So hi everyone, thanks for joining. I'm not feeling too good today. I'm not sick, but I'm not feeling too great either. I'm somewhere in the middle. So we'll see how this goes. Hope you can hear me okay. And this is the first live stream where I haven't really planned anything. You know, all the previous live streams I sort of had like an itinerary. I can eat this really quick for my throat. Again, I'm not feeling too good. Cheers. But this is the first stream where I'm just like, okay, I have a setup going and we'll just see what happens. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Thanks for joining. Let's start off really quick. And this time, I think the computer is still. Hey, how's it going? Hey, thanks for joining. So today I have the computer here this time because I think listening to your, I guess feedback and your comments and messages from last time, I think with the vertical stream, I think that's okay. The orientation is okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. But I think I kept sort of going just off screen every time I had to adjust the computer. So now it's right here. It's just right here, so I can kind of, it's on my left side now. So I think things will be pretty smooth from here. And apologies, I'm not feeling too good again, so I'm not going to sing that much today. Maybe a few songs, but it's mostly guitar stuff I think today. I'm just chatting and just hanging out. So, as always, let's start off with the reverb. Let's put a reverb on the track and just kind of mess around. I think a good reverb, let's see, what's something we haven't used yet? Because we've sort of been through a lot of them already. This is the one I like. So let's try this one. Huge version. Oh yeah. There we go. That's very nice. Gonna make some adjustments here really quickly. Add some free delay. Oh yeah. Yes, we are. Might bring it up a bit more, actually. Oh yeah, very nice. Maybe a bit too traily. Yeah, even more. Even more. Oh yeah, cavernous vibes. a guitar pick really quickly. This is just jamming. I don't like the high end on this reverb though. Let me turn that down a little bit. If there's a way I can do that. It's a bit too much, a bit too spanky. Maybe this? That's a bit better. Let me get a pick really quickly. Oh yeah. Nice. Gotta tune this guitar. May I ask why you have different names, pseudonyms? Oh, thank you for asking that. Let me turn the reverb down so you can actually hear what I'm saying. There we go. So, I first started releasing music when I was 17 or 18 years old. This is back in 2015, 2016. And I guess my actual name is Leo Heron, Leo Heron, so that's the name I use now. But it was a bit frustrating using that name, especially growing up, because people would call me two different names. So it would be Leo, that would be the Japanese pronunciation, that's what I call myself, and Leo, which is sort of the English pronunciation. And it kind of irritated me a bit being called two different names, even though I have one name. So I'm like, okay. And my legal American name at the time was Leonard, so I'll just go with Leonard Heron. So that was my artist name, and that was kind of the way I preferred. Well, that's the way I introduced myself in the US when I was living there for maybe 6-7 years, but I didn't really feel comfortable with being called Leonard, and people call me Leo or Leo anyway, even though I introduced myself as Leonard, because I would call myself Leo or Leo, so it's like, okay, I should probably call him that, you know. So when around 2023, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna change my name to Leo Heron, because that's my actual name, and I don't want to be referred to as Leonard anymore. So I changed my name to Leo Heron. And the reason why I have a third name, which is Leo, it's spelled Layo, that's sort of my like playground account. So that's where I post maybe songs that I did for clients, or just songs that are, because I like to make songs in a lot of different genres, and I don't really like to stick to a genre too much, but yeah, I think it could be very confusing for a lot of people if I just post it on my main channel or under my main name. So it's sort of like a tertiary, like a third name to sort of, it's like, okay, if you like my main stuff, you might like this sort of other stuff that I'm making too. So just to sort of divide everything up, I think. So I'm not going to change them anymore. I'll just stick to those three, but I'm not going to post any more music on Leonard Heron. So Leonard Heron sort of stopped at 2023. So my last song, I think, was maybe a cover of a classical song that I did by Stravinsky, which is totally different from everything else that I did on Leonard Heron, but I think that was released in maybe August of 2023, but that's the last song I'll ever release under that name. So everything else from now on will be Leo Heron, which is my my main account. And if I make something, for example, I made a song on here on this live stream. I think it was the first live stream, and unfortunately I didn't know how to record it, so it's not on my YouTube channel or anything. But that song that we did together, I'm probably gonna post on, streaming platforms. So that's gonna be under Leo, for example. Or maybe there was a song I did for a client, but I have the rights to it. It's like, okay, that's gonna be under Leo. But if it's a song that I wrote myself, for example, I have a single called Script, which is coming out, I think, middle of February or end of February, somewhere along there. That's gonna be under Leo Heron. So yeah, that's why I have 3 artist names. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, it's kind of fun having a lot of different artist names, just so you can kind of micromanage and kind of create categories for different things you're doing or whatever. It's just fun, I think. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a bit of a long explanation, but yeah, I appreciate your question. Thank you. Let's try a different effect now. Let's try a different effect. Let's try a different effect. So we always start with the reverb, but now we can do something else. Let's try let's try something else. Ooh, this would be really cool. I'm gonna try a gate. I don't know if this is gonna work actually. But I like to, when I'm making music, I like to put a gate on a lot of... Actually, this might not work. No, never mind. Scratch that. Probably not a good idea. Yeah, okay, let's do something else. But I like to gate drums, just so it sounds more punchy. I was like, oh, that might work, but I probably won't be able to hear myself accurately, so let's try something else. Let's try... yeah, it's probably... Give me a sec. Sort of. Ooh, let's try this one. This would be cool. This is sort of like a motion plugin, so it moves around. Moves around. That's cool. Let's try that. Can't even talk. We're gonna go down to drop C on this one. I'm not sick, but I feel pretty bad, like under the weather a bit, so sorry if I'm a bit crabby. But I'm feeling okay. I don't think I could sing that much. My throat's a bit shot. Ooh, that's nice. Put some high end on there, maybe? Something like that. When I was 16, I posted under my name with some vowels out. Yeah, it's just fun to try new things, I think, you know? It also just kind of, it's motivating, you know? Like, it's a new start kind of thing. Yeah, it's distorting quite a lot. So I think there's a bunch of effects on this. So this one is called Brower Motion by Waves. Pretty famous, popular plugin, I think. And there's like a motion thing going on. There's a chorus, I think. There's a distortion for sure. A panner. There's a lot of things going on. So it's a nice plugin. So maybe if I change the setting, for example, this is a preset I'm using. If I do like something else, it's like it's totally different. It's totally different. So let's try something. Let's try this effect. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh yeah. Yeah, we can try delay. Let's try delay. That's cool. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's try that one. Let's try delay. Let's do a delay. This one I like. This one has a good delay. Give me a second. Let's. Where is it? There it is. Oh yeah. I like this one a lot. This might be too much. So it's got that tape warp effect on there too. Let's change the tuning again. Oh yeah, I like this. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's very useful. I mean, the good thing about this generation is you can just look it up too. It's like, oh, what is this effect called? And just ChatGPT or whatever. What's the new Chinese one? I forgot what it was called. DeepSeek it, and you can kind of figure it out pretty quickly. Yeah, it's pretty useful. I think for me, I come from a place of. I'm gonna turn this off so you can hear me properly. I come from a place of sort of privilege because I just had a lot of guitar pedals when I was younger, so I learned all the names of the effects through there. So, and when I started mixing a lot of music too and producing a lot of music, everything was through guitar pedals, just because I knew what I was doing and I knew what the sounds for each pedal, what the sounds were going to do to each track and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it just takes some time. I think. Just little by little, you know. Yeah. Appreciate the comments. So let's do this effect. Let's try this. So this is the tuning line, drum tape. Yeah. Nice sound. cool, yeah. I don't know anything about digital synths actually. I was at this show recently, playing a show in Tokyo, and this guy brought in a really nice Moog synthesizer. And I was just like, this sounds so good, but I have no idea how to use it. Something I do want to do on this channel though eventually is I do want to like have like a tape loop thing going on. So maybe it's just like a drone or just like ambient sounds in the back or whatever. And I can just slightly modulate them or whatever while I'm playing guitar or doing whatever. I think that'd be really nice. Yeah, but it's just one of those days, man. It's a bad guitar day. It's just one of those days where I just don't feel like I can play anything right. Like the notes aren't landing the way I want. It's very frustrating. I've been on Instagram a lot recently, just watching reels or whatever. Slightly doom scrolling. I don't doom scroll a lot, but I do it sometimes, and I think a lot of what's on my feed is about sort of like advice to make it in the music industry. And you know, as someone who's been working in music for, you know, I think 9 years, 10 years, something like that, I always feel sort of frustrated when I watch those things, because it feels really kind of, it doesn't. You're liking for pills. Oh, cool, interesting. Yeah, I really want to learn synths though. That'd be something cool to. I think just buying one and just figuring it out would probably be the best way to do it. Just because if I spend money on something, you know, you feel like sort of an obligation to make it your money's worth or whatever. So I might do that. But yeah. What was I talking about? Chords are always really nice on delay, especially like tape delays. Yeah. I'm just gonna play a bunch of chords. Should probably tune this. What happened? What did I just do? Hold on, I'm just changing the settings. Just gonna play some chords. Go back to standard. Oh, that's right. Yeah, musical industry tips. I think, so I get really annoyed when musical industry, it's really frustrating because I think no one really talks about how, impossible it is. people, and all those musical industry tips are always focused around being like a solo artist, you know, just kind of it's like preying on everyone's dreams. And I want to be a solo artist too. I'm not a solo artist. I mean, I've been making solo artist music, but I don't make nearly enough money to do it full time, like not even close. So I guess it sort of hits close to home, because I want to be a solo artist, and I've been trying to do that for 9 years, 10 years, 2000, yeah, 10 years, and I'm still not there, you know. I'm getting closer and closer, but it's still not even close. So it's very frustrating listening to people talk about it, because I mean, the best songwriter I've ever worked with, I mean, he doesn't do it full time, and most of the musicians, the greatest musicians I've ever like met and worked with, they don't do it full time. So I guess people don't really talk about how just it's not. I don't really know how to say this without sounding controversial, but or maybe a bit cliched, but ooh, I just out-tuned my guitar string. Oh, my guitar just ran out of battery. Interesting. But I guess people don't really talk about how much the odds are stacked against you, and how, I guess, the way the world is set up, or the way the economy is set up, or whatever. It sounds very cliched, but I mean, you're always fighting a losing battle, and I would actually argue that, I guess, creative ventures, or a creative career, isn't really synonymous with business. I think those two things operate in totally separate realms, and I think trying to converge the two in any way, it's only gonna have like a very temporary window of success. And it's just, you know, people talk about, oh, like back then it was great, but I mean, it was great for a little bit. I mean, the 80s, there was a lot of money in music to go around, and I think if you look at a lot of the stories of, you know, like studio musicians in the 80s, they talk about like there was just so much money coming in, and they can kind of afford to fool around and stuff like that. But I would argue that a career in music, just generally speaking, as a solo artist, I'm just talking as a solo artist here, it's difficult to sort of do it for a long period of time, just because it's not really supposed to mesh the way the musical economy is structured or whatever. So I think it sort of requires a very different point of view, I think, and like a pretty how do I say this, like a restructuring of some sort, you know. But yeah, I don't know if I made any sense there, but yeah. What's my opinion on streaming platforms? I mean, they're pretty horrible. I mean they're great. It's really widened everyone's view on, like, people are more musically educated, I think, because of streaming platforms. But I mean, it's not. I miss the iTunes days, you know. I was talking about this with a friend a couple of days ago. It's like, I remember I had this album come out 10 years ago, and I released an album or an EP called Sounds From My Room in 2017. And I remember I was like, oh, here, this is my album. And they would go on iTunes, and they would buy the album for $10. And I would make like, probably $8 off of it or something like that. Or I don't know how much commission iTunes took back then, but I mean, it's so much harder making $10 now. I mean, it just took like a single click, and I made like $8, and then imagine how many streams that would take to reach $8 now. So I mean, they're pretty horrible, but the streaming platforms, I mean. But I guess looking into the future, I think things are actually going to get worse, because people talk about Web3, and people are quite optimistic about it, about people being able to charge their own fees for, you know, streaming music and stuff like that, or distributing their music. But I don't think people are going to charge anything, actually. I think they're just going to give the music out for free. And I think Spotify and Apple Music, they I mean, they don't really do it anymore. Like YouTube doesn't pay was it video creators if they don't reach like a certain threshold, or I think it's the same as Spotify now too, if you don't get like over 1,000 plays or something. But I don't see it getting better at all. I think it's getting worse. I don't know how, as a musical consumer, you would go from paying what, $10 a month or $20 a month or even nothing every month to paying for music every single time you want to listen to it. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think it's going to get worse. I think there's going to be less and less and less money in music as we move forward. And I don't really have I don't really have anything, a solution to offer there. I'm quite pessimistic. So I think, yeah, so I don't really have yeah. What's a P1M? I don't even know what that is. So sorry, no comment. Yeah, so I use Bandcamp too, but the thing is, people don't really buy music on Bandcamp, and people also talk about vinyl sales and stuff like that, on record sales, but statistically speaking, it's a very, very low percentage of music revenue, I think. So there are some record labels out there, I think, that do make sort of a substantial income from that, but it's very small, and the numbers don't really support that argument either of, records coming back and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, I don't feel too good about it. So I work as a session musician currently, and who knows where that'll be in 10 years too, just with being able to make your own music with AI and stuff like that, and not really needing like a professional to do it for you. But sorry, I'm a noob, so I don't even know what that means, but I appreciate the comments. Thank you, it's very nice. But what else was I gonna say? Oh, I think there is a formula to becoming a full-time musician 100%, though. I think there is. And that's three things. Number one, being really good at music. Number two, being really good at marketing. And number three, being really good at music business. I think if you can do those three things extremely well, you will 100% make it. But it's like, that's kind of impossible. Because I mean, it's really hard to do one. Imagine having to do three. So I don't know. Oh, thanks. That's cool. Yeah, that's very interesting about the girl running the label. Yeah, there are people that are making a lot of. Because I mean, on the other hand, sorry, I'm a bit groggy. I'm kind of sick, so my mind's not running at 100% capacity, not even close to it. But yeah, there are a lot of people out there that are kind of taking advantage of the situation and making a lot of money. So good for them. So it's definitely possible, And it's also very easy to promote your business now. I mean, you can definitely use the internet to your advantage. And I don't really buy and I don't think the whole saturated thing people talk about, like there's so much music coming out. I don't really think that matters. I mean, I think that's pretty awesome, actually. And I think that's great. So I feel pretty optimistic. I mean, I want as many people as possible to be able to make music, and I don't like the sort of like prestige, or I don't like this image of musicians being like prestigious, or like being I don't know, like geniuses or legends or whatever. I don't really like that. I don't sort of like this mystification or fetishization of musicians generally. So I think it's really good that more people are making music and more people have access to it, I think. So, and I think that's a totally different sort of realm from people wanting to do it full time or just as a hobby. I think it. Yeah. Thanks for all the comments. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna play some music now. So let's add some delay to this guitar. Let's see what we can make. What sounds we can make. It's always the 251. It's always the 251 for this. Let's do it. So drop the. Ooh, this might sound good. Yeah, that's an interesting point. And I think there was I have no idea how reliable this statistic is, but I remember reading somewhere that it's actually harder to sustain a full-time living as a musician than actually doing it in the first place. So maybe you work in a restaurant or whatever as a singer-songwriter, instrumentalist or whatever. It's actually easier to get the job and do it for a little bit than sustaining it over a long period of time, I think. So yeah, I mean the statistics definitely are not on your side. So for me, for example, I'm a quite privileged person actually. So I grew up in Tokyo, and well, my parents are pretty rich, like not like super rich, but I was quite well off as a kid, and I went to one of the most prestigious elementary, middle school, high schools in all the country basically. So I came from a very privileged background. And I was always a creative person. I drew a lot as a kid. I actually wanted to be an author when I was little. I used to write a lot, and I drew a lot of comic books and drew a lot of self-portraits. I always loved music, but I didn't really have the confidence. I started when I was 13, I think. I started playing guitar when I was 12 or 13, something like that. But I kind of fell in love with it after a couple of years, and so when I was 13, I practiced maybe 2 hours or an hour every week, and then I practiced like 5 hours a week when I was 14. Then I practiced like 2 hours a day when I was 15, 4 hours a day when I was 16, like 8 hours a day when I was 17, 18. So, and that's like 8 hours a day. So I'd practice like 12 hours a day. Sometimes I practice, 6 hours, but it sort of averaged out to 8 hours. And I always wanted to be a musician, I think, when I was little. But I mean, when you're rich, your parents spend a lot of money on your education, and and also just the environment that you grew up in. People don't want you to become a musician, and it makes sense from, I guess, that like technically speaking, because just that statistically speaking, the probability of it is so low, it basically means that it's impossible. So yeah, but I can't really imagine myself doing anything else. So I sort of you know, pushed a lot of people away to get to where I am now. So so I guess it all worked out. But I don't know, what was the point I was trying to make? I actually have no idea what I was trying to say. Yeah, nowadays I am in uni with nothing to do with music, but we always have the dream of becoming a musician. Yeah, I mean, also having a music degree is requires a lot of dedication, I think. I mean, being a musician is hard. I mean, I'm always learning something new every day, and I mean, like, let's say you major in like classical guitar or jazz guitar, it's a lot of work. I mean, you have to know a lot and you have to practice a lot. It's not easy. So I mean, it's a lot of fun and it's definitely rewarding, but you know, like yeah, there's no problem with that. Before I wanted to be a musician, I wanted to be a clinical psychologist. But something that always irritated me is I guess it has to always be attached. I guess your identity as a musician, I think, in my experience anyway, always has to be attached to your like employment status, if that makes sense. So if you're like, oh, like if you'd say like, oh, like I'm a musician, and maybe you spend like 30-20 hours a week on music, you know, but if you have another job, it's like, oh, you're actually not a musician, you're actually this, but you do music as a hobby. And I think that's quite insulting. So it's like, I don't think you need the economy, I mean, not the economy, sorry, your job to validate your identity as a musician, because, you know, the odds are so stacked up against you. And again, the greatest musicians I know, they don't do it full time. They're not like a professional musicians or whatever. So yeah, that's something that I was very resentful, felt very resentful about for a long time, I think. And what's also really funny is when I was younger, I wanted to do everything I possibly could to become a musician too. So there were some people I knew that were doing it full time, so I'd ask them, you know, advice, and a lot of them gave me really good advice, but some of them gave me terrible advice, just really awful advice. And what I learned later is a lot of people are just lucky too, you know, like you just fall into like a really good situation, and maybe you don't know what the hell happened, and you rationalize, oh, I did this and this, but I mean, it's very possible that you're just very lucky, you know, and you were at the right place at the right time and stuff like that. So, you know, and the opposite is true as well. You can work your butt off, I mean, for 30-40 years trying to figure it out, and you might never figure it out, and that's not your fault at all. Like, that's not your fault. So yeah. Or every time you complain about your job or say something, it's like, oh, well, you work in music, so it's okay, or whatever. Yeah, that's very interesting. There's so much great music on Bandcamp, I think. And I think what's really terrible about the algorithm, like the Spotify algorithm or the Apple Music algorithm or the YouTube algorithm, it always sort of aligns, it always follows some sort of a thought process, if that makes sense. And sometimes that's not what you want. So that's why I like Bandcamp, because you just go on Bandcamp, you search for a genre, maybe search for a new release or something, and you just discover something that blows your mind, and there's a lot of great stuff out there. So yeah, Bandcamp is great. Something else is TikTok too, actually. TikTok has a lot of great music. There's a lot of TikTok accounts that sort of I guess do the work for me or whatever. Like they find really cool bands and artists that I never knew about, and yeah. God, I don't have it today. I'm missing all those notes. Something I've been working on recently is I'm trying to pick with my pinky. So I can't do it today. I'm too tired. Kind of sick. But just kind of playing with my pinky. Finger pick. Finger pick. Still working on it, so it's a bit. It's not very clean. So I used to play it. This is a song called Anything that I wrote. It's unreleased, but I wasn't able to play with my pinky before, so it's, you know, it's obviously. I don't think so. I don't see a lot of people doing it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Jimmy Page is like my favorite guitar player. Yeah, so I used to play it like this. Okay. Oh god, I can't play it. I don't have it today. But basically what I'm doing is I'm like picking down with the finger, so so I would just kind of do this up and down motion, yeah. Up and, yeah, but being in the, yeah. But that's just with the pinky. It's the same thing. I just stole it. I mean, it's not really a John Mayer thing, but John Mayer does it a lot. And I kind of like incorporate it into my own style kind of thing. So, you know, he does the... does that. He's just playing with the other side of his finger, if that makes sense. I don't have it. Anyway, so he also does that kind of in this song called Oh, thank you. yeah, it's just this like picking when you do it with like a multiple fingers. So yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. Heavy overload. Huh. Sorry about that. I don't know, I'll try to fix it. I don't know if there's something I can do about that. So let's add more effects now. Let's try another effect. So this time I'm gonna do sort of like a Beatles effect, like a Beatles vocal effect. So I think this is when I think John Lennon didn't want to double his vocals or whatever. So he's just like, oh, make a effect to do it for me. So this is pretty much it. But yeah, let's try something kind of psychedelic. Maybe this? It's definitely clipping. You know what? I'm gonna lower it. Sorry about that. It's definitely clipping. I have a limiter on the thing, but let me just lower it a little bit. Might be kind of killing it. That might be better, maybe? I think it's clipping a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You know what? Maybe I can lower it. Let me try this. You know what? That might work. Let's try that. I don't know if it's clipping anymore. Actually, I think it is. Never mind. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. I had a lot of audio problems when I first started this, just because it get really quiet sometimes, and they get really loud sometimes. So I think I found a middle spot. So I'm just adding a sort of like a volume. It sort of stabilizes, if that makes sense. A bit more radical than a compressor that's called a limiter. So just adding a limiter on the end to sort of make it not too jumpy. But yeah, sorry about that. I guess it just clips when it gets loud. Okay, let's try another effect. So this is the effect I was talking about. Let's try some exotic style music. So this is drop B. My computer just crashed. I don't know. Sorry about that. Oh no. Hold on, let me recover this. Oh god. Okay. It's not good. Nope. Oh no. It's the audio, okay. Hey everyone. I hope you can hear me. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Hold on, this is very slow. There we go. Got it. So I was using a bad charger, I think, for my MacBook, so it's a very low battery right now and it's not charging the right way. So I just changed the charger. My computer is about to shut down, but I don't think it will because I changed the charger, so it should be okay now, I think. I'm just trying to get the normal sound back on right here. Give me a second. Oops, no. It's very slow. Yeah, sorry everyone. I don't think this is gonna fix itself. I think that just the computer is running out of gas. Let me very quickly. There we go. Dang, sorry everyone. It's too bad. I think I have to shut the stream down. I can't. The computer's just lagging and it's not really updating. So I think you can hear me okay right now, but this is through the desktop speaker, but none of the other stuff is working. So I messed up. I'm new to this. I apologize. So all of my software is on the fritz right now, and everything is about to shut down. Sorry. Oh, wow. Man, technology, man, I can't figure it out. Something always goes wrong. Very sorry. Sorry about that. Just trying to fix it really quick. Hopefully I can kind of reboot it. Not too optimistic right now, though. I think this should be good. But yeah, sorry everyone, I think I'm still lagging. I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm just gonna wait until the battery recovers slightly. And then I'm gonna try. Okay, let's try this out. Let's try this. Hope the audio is not lagging. It's lagging on my end. This is very frustrating. Let's give it a shot. Let me know what's going on the other end. I think it's lagging, so sorry if it is. I'm gonna take my headphones on so I can hear myself. Okay. Hopefully my computer's recovered. Let's try it out. It's still lagging, but it's getting better. Slowly getting better. Okay, we're recovering, and we are recovering. So let's try to improve this setup very quickly, just because it's a bit of a mess right now. I'm gonna try to get the audio improved, because right now I'm just going through the computer speakers, so it's not good. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. It's only in the left speaker though. I don't know why it's doing that. So give me a second. God, I'm a grandpa when it comes to computers. I don't know what the hell's going on. So let's try monitor off. And shoot. That just made it worse, I think. How are you guys over there? This is very frustrating. You know what? We'll go back to the computer speaker. I'm just gonna play some music. And we'll call it a day, I think. Just because this is not ideal. Let's go back to the audio speaker really quickly. Sorry guys, this is very embarrassing. Okay, we got it. So this is better for the time being. Let's check this out. No mic now. Just a laggy computer audio. So yeah. Just gonna play a little bit again, and then we'll call it a day. So I messed up. Basically what I did was I used a different charger than I normally do, just because of the setting of the room. And I messed up because it didn't charge my MacBook properly. So left channel only still. Oh no. Okay. Left, why is it doing that? Let's see. Maybe this? Yeah, it's only okay. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you. So, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the comment. Again, I'm really sorry. This is awful. God, it's very frustrating. But I'll get this fixed for next time. It's just the charger thing. Okay, so you don't use that charger anymore because it's not gonna last very long. Okay, so got it. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of guitar and we'll just call it a day, I think. Call it a night. Yeah. Thank you all for watching though, and the comments. I really appreciate it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it was so right now I think what's going on is, on my end anyway, the audio is slightly slower than the video. So it sounds, and it's just because my computer's at a really low battery level because my charger that I used for the first time with the stream, it wasn't able to take in all the data, or not the data, but it wasn't able to charge the computer fast enough, so it just kind of shut down by itself. So I can't open Logic anymore, which I was using the application Logic to change all the sound settings and stuff like that. So right now it's just the computer speakers. So, I mean, yeah, haven't we all? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Do you use a Mac? What are you using? So we'll just play a little bit. I just changed the mix to mono, I think, and that kind of reduced the required data. So, okay, let's just play. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. Take these off so I can hear myself better. So thank you everyone for joining. I think this was the most viewed stream I've ever done, and definitely the most comments, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm still very new to this, and I was lucky not to have any technical issues. The cookie I just ate is lodged in my throat. But this time we had some, so apologies. Getting better though, I think. This was a battery problem. Before it was like audio. Before that it was, I think, the screen focusing in and out and in and out. And I think the first stream we did, just like, I couldn't get certain sounds to come out. I was muted for a lot of the, small portions of the stream. So we'll get them figured out, These things happen, I guess, and you just have to be patient with me, because I'm not a machine guy at all. Like I'm an old soul in all the worst ways. So yeah, just thank you for watching, and I think well, for me, I think the more I do this, the more comfortable I get with just talking. I remember the first couple times I did this, I was really nervous. I was shaking and I couldn't really say what I wanted to say the way I wanted to say, and I still feel a bit of a sort of like a, I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I've been feeling a lot more comfortable talking and playing and singing, and it's all thanks to you guys. It's all thanks to your support, and it's just a lot of fun, doing this, and yeah, I really appreciate it. And again, I'm really sorry about the technical issues. I'll get it fixed for next time, so it's not going to happen again. And I'm going to try to do these streams, I think, periodically, so I think I'll do the next one next week. I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 streams every week, because it's just a lot of fun. And again, I've been making my own music for a long time, but I always just felt like something was missing, and I think this was it, just talking to you guys and just hanging out and just having fun. So yeah, again, I really appreciate it for the 100th time. And you have Mac win. Oh wow, noise. Okay, cool. Yeah. I remember I had to use a Windows once for a job I did, and I couldn't do it. I just kept making mistakes, and yeah, it was pretty fun, because it kind of lightened the mood a bit, just because I was so awful at all the, I didn't know which buttons to press or where to click on the screen. So I'm not a computer person at all, but I'm trying. I'm getting there. But thank you guys again. This is really a lot of fun, and I'll make sure to let you guys know when the next live stream is. So this time we did sort of a trailer thing. We had a preview going on, and I think you guys liked that, so I'm gonna try to do that again. try to let you guys know when it's gonna be as soon as I can, really. I think that I'm over talking right now. I just trying to fill the space, you know. But because I don't really know what to say. I'm never really good at saying goodbyes. I don't really know what to do. But it was a lot of fun. So thank you, everyone. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really interesting though how the layouts for Windows have never really changed, like the layouts of the screens. So it is very familiar, I think, just dealing with the interface, but just I guess the small controls that everyone you kind of need to know to get around the computer. That's always kind of what's difficult for me. But anyway, thank you guys so much. A lot of fun, really a lot of fun, and hope to see you soon.